All right, this is a pretty decent concept right here. You got a 3-by-1 formation, and the Jets are in some type of cover six, two under. But it's definitely man. Once the safety comes off of the hash and is over, your two, which is, or in this case, your three, which is Waddle. Safety is on the right hash when you have Tyreek in essentially the two spot out here. So they have him they have DJ Reed perfectly isolated because what they're going to do is they're going to have Jalen Waddle press to the inside before he has his outbreaking route. That's going to hold this man. He's not going to pass him off and then try to get deep because it's just too much space right here because you're running some type of hook with Berrios. So you're going to have an outside release go route with Tyreek, and the safety is just completely out of position. You have Cedric Wilson over here running a buddy route. He's just running an out route. He's occupying Sauce Gardner, and the protection is good. If you could block 4 with 5, and you have this concept on, you're gonna isolate Tyreek Hill on what is essentially the nickel on this type of formation, and you're gonna get the results you want. Let's run it. At the snap, you can see it's a 4-man rush, and we're going to pause it. What kind of coverage do we have? It's some type of 2-man under, but it's man across the board. Safety's completely out of position. You can see him right here. They completely isolated this man by the 3-by-1 formation. This is good play calling. When you run 3-by-1 and you have the 3 to the field side, you could stress a defense that's in man. And in this case, that's precisely what they did. Ball is out. Tyreek has it. DJ Reed makes a touchdown saving tackle. That's actually a pretty good play by DJ Reed. He's completely isolated. It's one-on-one. Tyreek has him beat. It's a good ball. Still makes the tackle. Let's watch this pass pro right here. See, it's going to be 4. And they come. They have Huff trying to press the B gap. And he's trying to bounce one guy off of the other. He's essentially running a pick so they could run a loop. They're doing it on both sides, 2-by-1. They pick up both. Very nice job picking up stunts here. Ball is out. You have a completion. Big completion. All right, this is defense very well executed. They're going to have Breece Hall chip and then release. And all they're doing is they're running hooks against what they think is zone. Dolphins break their tendency. They don't play zone on third down. They're just playing man across. It's something like a 2-4, cover 6, man. And they completely snuff it out. And then the best thing they do in this whole play is the man who has room is the one who's going to get the check down on the late release. And they rally and tackle all across the board, including Jalen Phillips, who peels from this side of the formation all the way across to make the tackle short of the sticks. This is very, very good defense. Very well executed. Good coverage. Bad play call by the Jets. They run hooks, kind of expecting zone on third down. They don't get zone on third down. They get man. Let's run it. You're going to see they run 3 hooks across. They chip on Phillips. Release. Jerome Baker has him in a short zone. There is nothing at the sticks. Got to get the check down, rally, and tackle. All right, here's a third down failure. We're going to run this kind of slow so you can see what we have, but the initial lineup, and we're going to stop it. The initial lineup is right here. Bring the man across the formation. Jets are in some type of zone. We are set before the shifts. Okay. Now, I think that they should institute some type of RPO on third down because Dolphins got the look they wanted to if they wanted to run the football here. What do the Jets have in the box? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the slot force player. You could actually eliminate him by just running away from him because he just doesn't have the time. So you're talking about 4, 6. So here's the box. You got to block 6. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The back is one-on-one with either the force player if you're running outside. If you're running inside, he's probably going to be one-on-one with the linebacker. You need a yard. You need to get right here. They had the numbers. I would have checked right there. If I am Tua, I check right there to some type of run. If they're giving him 2 plays and he could check pre-motion, he should have checked to the run right there because he has the numbers by mere alignment. But we're going to run it because that's not actually what occurred. They shift out of this. There's Tyreek. He's shifting out. And we're going to stop it. If this is still RPO, he still has the numbers because the force player is uncovered. He doesn't matter unless you're running outside. As you can see, the run action is inside and they have the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And had they gotten a crack here, they wouldn't even have a crease. So if this was an RPO, Tua could have handed it off. He has the numbers here to execute it. And I'm guessing it was because you're going to see the action of it right here. Let's clean this up. I'm guessing it was. Tua checked out. CJ Mosley came off of his man. Contest the flat pass. Let's stop it right here, and it's actually going to stop it because I'm going to stop it myself right here. Tua moves Barrios. Smythe comes off the line. Right there is set. And if Tua is reading this, he should predetermine to hand this off because here we go. Remember, Tua knows where the play is going. The Jets do not. Play side. 1, 2, 3. You have the scrape. That's 4. Play side. We're not even going to count Eichenberg because Eichenberg has to hit his man one-on-one. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sorry. You got the numbers. Tua should have predetermined to hand this ball off as the play call was actually pretty good. It's an RPO. And Tua should have handed it off. All right, here's the Hail Mary. And there's some things the Jets do here that is actually correct, but it's just a great play by Holland, and we're going to take it right up into the interception. Very similar to a kickoff, you got to have pursuit lanes. And the one guy that actually grabs a pursuit lane and actually makes a beeline for the goal line is Garrett Wilson. He has to get as deep as possible. You're not trying to stop Holland from returning it 40, 50, 60 yards. You're just trying to prevent the touchdown. So he has to head to the goal line, the right pylon. That's his pursuit lane. Although, while Holland starts toward the middle of the field, Garrett Wilson has to keep his integrity, and that's what kind of slows him down a little bit as he tries to make his way toward the goal line. We're going to watch it unfold. Let's clean it up and run it. It's toward the middle of the field. Garrett Wilson grabs a pursuit lane, and you can see him. He's right up here. And, of course, these guys are just trying to get deep. And Holland's going to pick up some blocks. You're going to watch Christian Wilkins get the block on Breece Hall. Pancake. And as you can see, Garrett Wilson is still on his pursuit. He should be in a dead sprint right now to this goal line, but he's slowing down for the cutback because he thinks there could be a cutback here since the last man to beat is Tim Boyle. And he's going to have to beat him. He might have to cut inside of him. So that's why he's slowing down a little bit. So this is set up by a really good return by Javon Holland. There you go. Gives him the move. Gary Wilson makes it to the goal line. Too late. All right, this is outside zone run to perfection here. And I want you to watch a few of these blocks as it's just perfect execution. The ISO portion of this run out here with Austin Jackson and Durham Smythe, as they're going to get the double, and then Austin Jackson's going to try to climb. Liam Eichenberger is going to just completely wall his man off, as Connor Williams is going to release to the second level to cut off C.J. Mosley. You have this motion right here by Julian Hill, and he's going to try to get the kick out, and you're going to run this play right in that alley. Perfectly executed. We're going to watch it in slow motion here to watch it develop, and I'm going to pause it. Here comes the motion. I want you to watch Liam Eichenberg. He already got his wall off. Perfectly done. Connor Williams has released. He's going to get the cutoff. Perfectly done. You have the ISO portion here, which is double. Austin Jackson gets on the outside shoulder of John Franklin Myers, kicking him inside. And now it's going to allow for Smythe to climb. You got the kick out right here. Perfectly blocked to get into the end zone. Really, really good execution by the offensive line. Look at that. Every block hit. Every single block hit. And the release on the ISO on the outside gets Julian Hill on Sauce Gardner. Touchdown. All right, here's a perfect example of a slant run. Ideally, what you want to do is you want to block a man a gap over, but we're just going to run it so they could run the motion portion. And now we have an ace look. We're going to stop it. And all you're trying to do is you're trying to get a gap over. Gap over. Gap over. Gap over. Gap over. You're going to leave one player unblocked. And what you're reading right here is this gap right here. The B gap, which you're going to press for the cutback, which should be there. So who hits the cutoff? Well, how about River Craycraft, who has to get into the picture and hit the force player. Now, who's the force player going to be? You're going to see it because I'm going to clean this up. We're going to run it, and we're going to pause it. Here's the motion. Widens the defense. Brings Whitehead back into the box. And as you can see, everybody's hitting a gap over. They're moving the Jets. And there's the execution of the play as he's reading to press. And then the cutback lane. At this point, Mostert knows he has the cutback. But it's a 4-yard gain if the force player, which is Jordan Whitehead, could get in here and fill on what used to be the A gap. But that's not what's going to happen. Why? Somebody's coming into picture. River Craycraft. And as you can see, cutback's made. You got hat on a hat. This ends up becoming the cutoff. Hat, 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 hat. Well blocked. What's left? Force player. Who's going to fill on the A gap. Unless this happens. Boom. and he sprung. Touchdown. Perfect execution. You just love to see it.